So what's going on with you today? Like what did you do today?
So I got up at 5 a.m. and I walked my dog in the snow. I live like west of Atlanta, so we got some snow last night. And then I went to work. I work as a dental assistant, and I came home and got ready for the interview.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So let's just hop into it. You've intrigued me. Balancing life and music. How has that worked for you? Can you hear?
So balancing life and music. Yes, balancing life and music is kind of easy because I kind of make my music about life, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
So my life, my music reflects my life. Yeah.
Which I would suspect. And speaking of which, speaking of your music, and let's just go all the way to the beginning. What was the song that stood out to you that made you want to forge the path as a songstress?
From another artist or myself?
I didn't catch that first thing that you said.
For another artist or for myself, like a song by another artist?
Yes. Like what inspired you to be a singer?
So ever since I've been a kid, I've loved singing and songwriting. It was just kind of my way to express my feelings. So I guess it's always just kind of been in me. Like I've listened to all types of music growing up, from rock and roll to country to Sade to Kenny G. I just love music. So music is anything that makes me feel like Alicia Keys was really big on inspiring me. When I was little, I loved Hilary Duff and I loved, Fergie. I really loved Fergie. So it's just different artists really inspired me.
I love Fergie. That's
Britney
my.
Spears. I was a fan of Britney Spears.
I love all of them, but it's Fergie
hmm
had an extra amount of sass. So your music, or you specifically, you're compared to Cyrus with a lot of edge. How does that make you feel as a creative looking to break the mold of tradition with your unique sound?
Well, I personally love Miley Cyrus, so I take that as a huge compliment because Miley Cyrus, when I was like in fourth grade, my entire room was Hannah Montana. So growing up, I was a huge fan of Miley Cyrus, and I always loved her for just being herself. And I'm also a Sagittarius, so kind of fit that. But that's really cool that people say that. Also, I have a more like a raspy voice on the
Mm-hmm.
like a lower end, so that's kind of too because I've always been able to like sing her songs, over another artist that has like a higher pitched voice. So
Yeah, and speaking of your sound, because I watched your video quite a few times, because I'm like, oh, that's definitely a banger right there. Like it's a versatile track. So, and your essence is
thank you.
described. You're welcome as country and hip hop trap. What made you want to switch it up for Daisy Dukes?
Well, I'm a country girl. I live on a farm. Well, my neighbors own a farm. But I'm always in the city. I've always listened to hip hop. I've always had an edgy style. So Daisy Dukes was kind of my way of introducing myself as an artist. It's kind of my way to say, hey, I'm Southern, but I like the hip hop tracks. I like the beats. I like the 808s, I like to go to the club and I like to twerk. So it's like I'm trying to bring the cowgirl and all that together, I guess you could say.
Oh no, it's definitely a banger. Cause I was like, oh, this is so different, but it's country, but then it's got so much pizzazz. Like definitely the hip hop, definitely the R&B. So I can see that as a crossover track. So are you getting radio play where you are?
I am a little bit more so on, like, it's funny, my neighbor ran over to my yard and she was like, I just heard you on the radio. And I was like, what? Like, I didn't even know I was on the radio. And she literally ran over here with her kids and her dog, and she was showing me, like, I think I was on new top country artist of like the week. And I was like, whoa, that's such a huge deal. Like, that was so cool to hear. Yeah, it was awesome. And I didn't even know. My neighbor told me, so that was awesome.
Yeah, definitely not planned, but just speaks to your talent like tremendously. So, and then speaking of that, you've worked with some remarkable people to ensure that Daisy Dukes popped off without a hitch. How are you able to make those connections?
So my connections really have just been like placed in my lap. Like, I have been so blessed because it's like everything has just happened. Nothing has been forced. I was so blessed to meet my manager who's introduced me to so many people that have helped kind of form me into who I'm, like the artist I am and who I'm becoming, and learning more about myself and my music. And it's just, I don't even know how to describe it. I feel like every time I meet someone, it's like, wow, like you were placed in my life, and we're all working together a goal, and I think that's really awesome.
Okay, would you describe this journey as passion or purpose?
Definitely. So music has always been a passion of mine, for sure. I never thought that I could actually pursue it, but now it's like I have a completely different outlook. Now I am driven. It's like this is my goal. Like, music makes sense to me. I feel like, and I can't wait until COVID is over so I can start performing and really showing my myself, my personality on stage, because that I just feel comfortable, and I love interacting with people. And media is great, social media is awesome, but nothing is like that personal connection, so it's like I can't wait for that to happen.
Well, I watched a few of your TikTok videos, so you definitely got the vibe going. And aside from TikTok, when we're thinking about personal, what else are you doing to get through this COVID madness?
Oh my gosh. So during COVID, wow, so I've been picking up guitar a lot more. So I've been picking up guitar, trying to I've always been interested in like clothes and like designing clothes. So, my free time, if I'm not writing or, practicing guitar, I do enjoy kind of like, coming up with styles, or, trying to, I like to decorate a lot, like rearranging my like entire like house and putting things in random places, but and trying to stay busy.
I seen that you guys had remodeled the basement. So how was that project?
Oh my gosh. So that I love that you asked that. My process in the basement has been really interesting because I have been getting down and dirty with it. Like, we have done the bathroom, we have done the bar, we've done the garage, and I have really, my dad does most of it, but when he needs someone to hold the flashlight, I'm right there. But it's really cool because I get to, I'm such a hands-on person. So to kind of come back and say, hey, like, this is my spot, because it's like I have my own place, my own spot. I don't even have to go upstairs, and it's been really awesome to see, because this started off as nothing. It was just an empty basement, and now I've got a living room, a kitchen, a bathroom. Working on building a studio. I have like a little setup over there. If you can kind of see it, but yeah, so
I can see it. You got the works going on. That's just like awesome though. So you just super busy. That's crazy. Like super crazy. So, and then speaking of busy, who would you like to perform with in terms of unafraid artistry? Someone that would make you tap further into your greatness.
Someone that would make me tap further. Well, now that you mentioned it, I would love to perform like Open Up or like Miley Cyrus or someone like that. That would be absolutely amazing. I feel like a lot, you know, I feel like we have a lot in common. So maybe like her fans would like my music as well. I would also love to perform. I would also love to perform with country artists. I mean, Kanye, Kane Brown he's amazing. And I think he really does a great job of bringing the country and the hip hop together as well. So I think that would be awesome to perform with him. I would love to do a collab with him. I have a song specifically. I'm like, he would sound so good in this. I don't know how that would happen, but it would be awesome. So for sure, that'd be cool.
What's the name of the song?
Okay, so the name of the song is called Blankets and Bonfires.
Okay.
Or one of them is Blankets and Bonfires. And I think he would sound really cool. And because it's like an R&B vibe, but it's still country.
Right.
So like his voice would just
smack. So, and then this back to Daisy Dukes, like like when you decide, okay, I'm going to remake this song, but you did it with like different context. Why? What made you do that?
Just the whole presenting the song, you know, it's like in my head, there's a certain way I visualize it. Like when I hear it, I visualize it. And making that match, it was really not a challenge, but it was really critical to me because I don't want to just put out, you know, like it was already, when I first heard the beat, when John Marie sent it, we were like, oh my gosh, like what, this is crazy. So putting something on a record that hot already was like, man, like that's when Christian Davis, who helped me write the record, it was when he came in and we all just started, you know, collabing, it was like that, there it is. So we just had to make sure it fit, you know, we didn't want to put off the wrong message, you know, especially because the video and the video was shot over a year ago. So we've been working on a project in the books and, you know, putting it out, especially during so many things going on, you know, we just want to make sure that it radiates positive energy and nothing, you know, anything that would hurt anyone.
No, I mean, it's definitely a upbeat tempo, just a nice banger. Like when I heard it, I'm like, oh, that's different. I really like that. Like that's pop. So here's another thing that I saw. I watched another one of your videos, a fitness video. Tell me about Work and Twerk Out.
Okay, so I cheered my whole life, did competitive cheerleading, and I've always been very active. Sometimes I like to work out just to get my mind off of things. If I feel really stressed or mad or even sad, I'm like, I'm about to get my body right. You know what? I'm over it. Like, I'm going to look good. I'm going to feel good. And, you know, when I first posted it, or, you know, people always, because I'm small. I'm a really small girl. So people say, like, yo, like, what is your workout? What do you diet? What do you eat? So I decided I'm going to post my workout video. Like, these are just, you know, not too hard. Like, this is just workouts I do. And, you know, I got some feedback. People started liking it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to just start posting my workout videos. But I don't work out all the time. But, you know, maybe at least once a week, for sure. Once a week, maybe at the most twice, depending how, you know.
What's going on.
But I'm always active. I'm constantly. Yep.
So are you interested in doing movie scores?
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah. When I was little, my mom said I put on a show for everyone. That's what she would always say.
Talent. So that might be your other hidden gem. So aside from the music, would you like to do philanthropic?
What was that?
Humanitarian work.
I think so. I'm such an open person. I love to get into everything. And my biggest thing too is helping people. I really like to help people. And even if that's just being an ear to listen, you know?
Right.
But for sure, definitely.
Okay. So there's another thing that I learned about you is that you are such a sensation with social media, and everybody doesn't get that type of following. You know, you can sound good and still get like 4 or 5 likes, and you just kind of hit the ground running with that. So how have you, like, with gaining that fan base and just them being faithful followers? Because like I said, everybody doesn't get that. So how do you keep feeding your fan base so that they keep coming back for more?
My biggest thing when it comes to social media, and I always say this, is I try to be as authentic and myself as I possibly can. And sometimes that's challenging for me because, like I said, like I work right now as a dental assistant. I've been working for about 4 years. And for me, my everyday looks like waking up at 5 a.m., putting on scrubs, and working. So when I get home, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like beating my face and putting on something cute for the gram. And I feel like I don't want everybody, like it's like if I don't want everyone to just see me in scrubs all day because really I'm working on my music. I may be riding in the car, or I may be at the studio late that night, but when I put anything on social media, I just try to be authentic and try to, be myself because I think that's really important. A lot of people try really hard on social media, and sometimes I have to remind myself, like just be you, and that I think that's kind of what my thing is with it.
I like that. I like that you know who you are, so you don't have to be someone that you're not just to get that attention. You know, you have your target audience.
Right.
You're giving to them, and you're not going to do anything that's going to make you look some type of way. So I really do like that.
Right. Because my grandma follows me. My grandma will call me and be like, Katie, I don't like that ugly word you put on there. And I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Oh, you have your sensors, all your human sensors on your page, basically. So,
Yep. Yeah.
okay. So, do you have any other follow-up music that's coming out right behind Daisy Dukes? Like, what should people be on the lookout for?
So I don't know if I can should be sharing this, but I'm going to. I am working on a song, and I think it will be trendy. I think it is, it's a fun song, follows close to Daisy Dukes. Just really just to get people up, get people dancing,
Mm-hmm.
and to get people feeling good and connected and making everyone feel kind of bringing everybody together. It's also like a trap country.
Okay.
And yeah, so definitely be on the lookout for a some type of two-step dance because it's coming.
This,
That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm a step dancer, so I'm all for that, girl. So,
Yes.
and my last question, where can our viewers or listeners follow you?
So you can follow me everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, even have a Snapchat. Everything is under Katelyn Paige _KP. And you can find all my social medias through any of my social medias. I try to link them together. And I'm on YouTube as Katelyn Paige. So type in Daisy Dukes Katelyn Paige and pop up and leave comments. Let me know if you love it, if you hate it, whatever. I love interaction and love talking to people that support me and, making friends from this. Not even fans. I like making friends. So, yeah.
Well, you're authentic, so I don't see that as a problem. So thank you so much. Joy, and just keep good vibes going.
Yes, you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Speaker view.
Katelyn, are you there?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes. I don't see.
Yes, I am. How are you?
Well, thank you. So is this a
Okay.
video? Okay, there you go. So what's going on with you today? Like, what did you do today?
So I got up at 5 a.m. and I walked my dog in the snow. I live like west of Atlanta, so we got some snow last night. And then I went to work. I work as a dental assistant, and I came home and got ready for the interview.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So let's just hop into it. You've intrigued me. Balancing life and music. How has that worked for you?
So balancing life and music. Yes, balancing life and music is kind of easy because I kind of make my music about life, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
So my life, my music reflects my life. Yeah.
Which I would suspect. And speaking of which, speaking of your music, and let's just go all the way to the beginning. What was the song that stood out to you that made you want to forge the path as a songstress?
From another artist or myself?
I didn't catch that first thing that you said.
For another artist or for myself, like a song by another artist?
Yes. Like, what inspired you to be a singer?
So